You pretty much win at every single level in terms of the 1v1. It's an old school counter pick that I've heard Broxah talk about a lot in the past. So it's a nice angle to go for. I'm a big fan of it if you have good 1v1 in the jungle.
It's locked in. Shigena is going to be playing with that Camille on the top side.
Getting resources.
Yeah.
Because, in my opinion, the Camille likes being lane swapped on more than Baus here. Right? I think Camille has a lot more counterplay under tower and tower dives.
True.
And you can see he doesn't have anywhere to go, and now he's getting flashed in the jungle.
He's got no summoners. This time DOS won't miss, but the Vault Breaker is not blocked. Now the flash matched out and still a route down. First blood's going to go over to Ricklick, and excuse me, it's an easy first blood in the end.
Yeah, Baus is looking for a play to make and walking into his own jungle because he's frozen on up top side. Ends up getting collapsed on BKR, and Reckless is here.
He is. He's going to get a double pulverize up. Velvia hovers over the wall, waiting patiently ever so. The isolated damage because of Viego is by himself. Now helped out by DOS, but away! Reckless separates jungle from support, and Velvia gets to isolate again. You know when you practice things a lot and you just get it wrong anyway?
Yeah.
That's just me. Maybe that's just my brain.
And don't worry, we're all like that, mate.
Good pulverize again. Deadly Flourish doesn't connect. Bushi chains of corruption onto Reckless, who doesn't have his ulti. Could be in trouble. This cow is flushed away from the hail of arrows. DOS gets a follow-up. Crownie steps up, but it's a flash match. Bushi gets a kill. Now Crownie has to get out the same way that Reckless wanted to. He's going to cleanse, and immediately he runs for his life. DOS just going to be the afterthought as an auto and Q, but in the end, BKR. The job's on hold. Now, we look towards a camp. That is not isolated. I like talking about isolation because we don't talk about Kha'Zix too much. Velvia's just going to start this off. Immediately, one grub gone.
Yep.
This movement error gone pretty quick.
I mean, it's a question, how many grubs do they want to play for here? I think they could play for a few. Varus has no ulti, so they're not exactly strong on the side of BKR. I think if you get both, if you get two of them, you're kind of happy because you get the Feet of Warfare.
Yeah, pusher. One thing people don't talk about a lot is that E-auto attack reset for any top lane feels nice.
Yeah, I mean, I think grubs is useful for both teams here. There are no globals on either side, so neither side lane is disincentivized to hit the tower.
Have that, so he teleported only with an extra long sword, while Dragon's going to be started. You know the power and the thing I love about solo queue Kha'Zix or pro play Kha'Zix? Neutral objectives that are in singular, it's so satisfying watching it go down in like 15 seconds.
Yeah, I've been learning jungle, and I played a Kha'Zix game in it.
It was really, really nice. I mean, I could say that about any soul. It's probably not Chemtech. Baus, he jumped in. Is it a mistake, though? Shigenda waits patiently. Baus is going to ulti. He's caught out. Rylek is behind him. Hextech ultimatum trapped him. He flashes to the edge. Saved by Velvia, and Rylek committing fully. He'll get a reset, but Velvia is waiting on top. A great scat of the week. An isolation. And behind Nemesis stands to cover his jungler.
And it is a question of, will LR look to dive down bot side? I mean, it looks like Oman is gone. So there's going to be no cross-map play outside of taking tower. And this will matter for Feet if LR can secure it. It looks like DOS is trying to defend.
He's isolated. Scout of the week. Flash, but he flashes towards the enemy. A minion taking the process because Oman has decided to teleport in. Solar Flare to buy time, but Oman has no ulti. We just watched him use it as now up against a dying turret. A curtain will call. Oman will fall, and a double over to Velvia breaks them all.
But look at mid lane. They're matching the seed. They're cross-mapping with a Rift Herald versus the overload of Los Ratones down in bot side. So it is first blood turret. First brick turret for BKR.
And another one to bite the dust as well. It's a good point. Getting hyped in the play because I was like, wait, why are we continuing to go in? Crownie going to slowly whittle away at the first turret for LR. And gold, you can see at the top of your screen, is settled even.
Can he carry out this team fight now?
Well, we've had a lot of questions of him in the last best of 5. We're watching this team as Nemesis going to take a turret while Dragon is started by BKR. Velvia had a lot asked of him, but they're not going to commit to it. Third Dragon is given over to BKR, but top turret is opened up.
On Nemesis, maybe get him to 2 items as well.
We need to look at bot because Baus is in no man's land, but he's even further than that. He's been caught out, and Rylek on top of him. Hextech ultimatum going to be buffered, but Baus, what a classic. He's going to die for the 3rd time, opening up bot with it as well. Yeah, I was going to say Cosmic Insight. What's wrong with me? Cosmic Drive. Yeah. Cosmic Insight. Who am I?
Yeah. A lot of CDR, a lot of mobility.
Oman should have a 2nd item as well.
Yeah.
This turret is going down.
Oman has been funneled a lot of gold.
He has, but I mean, he's the star carrier of this team. He's the guy we hyped up for today. We talked about Oman versus Nemesis. If you missed the opening show,
however, it
opens up for something, so it did mean a lot for Los Ratones.
Yeah.
Opening up for Atakan. Here comes DOS, walking in. Ever so slowly, though. The zone control hurts, and Nemesis has enough mana to play with. Reckless gets in his way. Atakan drops. Rylek on the outskirts, another good scat of the week, a deadly flourish. Crowny's low on mana though, as Rylak cannot get the stun down. The Maw will not reach. I can see that there is no resemblance there at all.
Yeah.
All in.
Ooh,
Omon has found Baus, and Baus is going to ulti him, but Omon still has an ulti of his own. Separates and now has the range with lethal tempo. Baus flashes almost. The fact that it was close has to give a testament to Baus. If they do it quick. 20 seconds. 20 seconds on Baus with the teleport and no ulti when he comes back up. Although,
yeah, that's a bad death.
Hold on to that, but it is a bad death, but you're right.
Yeah,
two dragons for two dragons and a small gold lead. I mean, BK ROG, this is an opening game that, again, has a lot of scaling elements in their solo lanes that are getting past the 25-minute mark.
Yeah. Invade onto Valia here.
Yoink.
Yoink! There it is for Rylak.
Nice.
Managed to find it. I mean, the best part about this is it's actually, no, it's not quite a global red. That would be in 2 minutes' time. But still, very, very important. Sugenda's going to be able to hit the tower as well here. And now it's a question of, can they match BKR? Can they defend the cross map up top side? Reckless is going to look for it.
And Omon has no ulti available. He's going to have to run his life as Crowny's waiting for the 4th shot, opens up the curtain call, the flash and the blast cone, but behind his team he stands. Dos blocks him. Started off, the poke doesn't land. Base is just going to be fake. Scatter the Weak again, a little bit short. Baus is going to face check into Shigenda. Might be caught out. Hextech ultimatum used at the back of the pit while Dragon is ignored. Instead, they'll find the kill. They want Shigenda, but he's over the side. Scatter the Weak, though, was massive. Was it a game breaker, though? As Vale looks for his escape. Heartbreaker and the wall misses, and Reckless finds them all. Crowny's got a 4th shot. Save for the Viego. A triple in the back pocket. And what a miss to cause the heartfelt game loss.
Gets out.
And, you know, this might not be the game loss. I say that with emphasis on the fact that Omon, if he hits that ult, could be a very different story for the fight. They get 3rd Dragon, and BKR might even be looking at the Baron themselves here. That miss, that narrow miss, has led to Los Ratones finding an insane engage, a 3K gold lead. Baron, and probably a bit of a snowball to lead them to 5, 6K if this all goes right. And Reckless is on it like that. That flash engage was so clean. You know, again, he's reliant. When he sees the angle, he takes it, and Crowny gets to clean up the rest. About a 4K gold lead with mid opening up. Turret number 3 for Los Ratones. That's when they can snap again with the Syndra, who last fight we talked about the Rabadons. Yep. Also has a blighting jewel to go on top of that as well. It's going to help open up mid turret.
So Los Ratones' plan here is going to be, let's take the tier 2s. This Baron isn't...
Corner down, 4th shot onto the turret. Chains of Corruption land, but Reckless is going to ulti. Here's a curtain call. Have Los Ratones gone too deep is the question people ask, but no. Another Scatter the Weak. Nemesis champion gets an execute, and Syndra cannot be given over, cannot be taken lightly, as again the Scatter the Weak layers down, and BKR hit with the orbs of deception, of deceit, of powerful ruse that Nemesis has walked into the base with.
BKR, they contest the tier 2. They were just trying to play slowly to defend. Maybe force Los Ratones to use some tools so they can't siege tier 3.
They're not trying to end. They're not trying to end, are they? Scatter the Weak again. Always a tool to think about. Shigenda didn't think too hard about it. He walks in and he might just be dead meat again and execute because there's no ulti, but 5 seconds. Nemesis was waiting for that timer to get another. In a win to Los Ratones, so have to go back to the drawing board. They've shown a lot of prowess and a lot of big moments coming through from jungle, from mid in this game as Reckless. He's going to Hex Flash. He's going to be Hextech Ultimatum. He's popping away, so Shigenda's out. Chains of Corruption also used. Ulti popped out. Deadly Flash trying to zone Reckless. Might just be dying here, but look, the jungler hit by Baus. He's going to Unbreakable, Unstoppable it. He gets out with a flash as well. Rylak is safe and free. Reckless got caught, and that's an opportunity that Shigenda wants to capitalize on, but onto Nemesis Solar Flare, flashed away from Scatter the Weak in return. BKR, they sought something, they found something, but Dos has to be blocked now. A curtain call almost connecting as Baus wants an angle. They want to keep fighting this.
I mean, it's a question. Can Los Ratones play without their wards? Base checking into this team is incredibly difficult. BKR, they're looking to chase Baus. I think this should be Soul towards BKR.
He's got an Overlord's Bloodmail, by the way. He's going to take a while to die, but also the cooldowns at this point in the game at level 18, they'll chase him forever. Dragon will be given over for the cost of Baus. This is the point where I'd say good death, but...
I think they're kind of spaghettiing it a little bit here.
I mean, Omon just took a heavy chunk. There's lethal tempo, an ulti. Dos is now here. It's a bit spaghetti.
How did Alistair, the person with all the wards, how did Reckless die?
When when you just
I just can't comprehend
And now
it.
Shigenda in trouble. Velya's ulted. He wants to take this 1v1.
Yeah, he
and
wins
granted,
this.
he'll win this easily. A leap, an ulti, and a bit of help from Bushi is needed. Chains of Corruption now, never mind. Doesn't win it when there's that many people.
Yeah. Runs into your base and you're scared.
And then Velya tries for a 1v1 after everyone's reset and then dies from that.
Yeah.
So that was part of it.
It's an interesting past 2 minutes. I mean, that's really, really good for Los Ratones, securing soul point and denying the soul when it felt like BKR overextended potentially mid lane.
But they also just threw away 4k gold almost. So
Trying to enter, but DOS is holding the banana bush. Face checking that is scary for LR.
And there's no pressure on the bottom side of the map.
Oh,
Crucially, that wave not pushing in. So BKR, as you said, that time participation is there as Velya over the side. Curtain call going to be used. Reckless gets them off the side. Oman's ulti's only a one-man, but Bouse is the target. A curtain call. Meanwhile, as Reckless and Velya are taking on the world. Bushi going to be first to go. Shigena going to go. Baron as well, resetting, while Brownie is picking them up one by one in the Wild West. This is how you play the finisher, the sequence. It'll be all right in the end because Los Ratones pick apart the pieces.
BKR, they start up the Nash. That Syndra ultimate did so much damage at the back end of that fight. I think Bouse went a little bit too deep. Maybe, you know what, the space was actually
Good death, who cares?
Good death, good death. And they find the win here.
Somehow, some way, a little bit of throwing in the past 5 minutes, but they finished what they started. The NLC's #1 seed, the defending champions, are on the board in the semi-finals first.
And then you have Rise, who's going to struggle a bit more in lane versus Hui early on, and then be outranged a bit later on, but you have the playmaking there with the CC.
It feels like you have pretty good lanes for Los Ratones,
Yeah,
right?
top lane. And then you have the situation where Bouse is going to proxy. Very interesting.
Okay.
Into the lane swap. I mean, this is brave. I don't think you should be able to get collapsed on. You don't see the Neferi in any kind of position. The Nautilus is collapsing on him, though, because it's always really important to look at the cross-map. LR secure this.
On to Shigenda as well. Rylak's going to drop a ward. He's not far behind. Equalizer put down, immediate flash. Winter's Bite doesn't connect, but you get the summoner. The wave as well. Even though it's neutralized out, Crowny and Reckless going to wait for the next while Dragon goes down. Bouse on the tier 3 wave. Oman has just Realm Warped here. He's going to shield up. Winds of War. I mean, that's a win.
Yep.
The wave is gone. Bouse is going to die here. Oman wants the kill desperately. First blood given over. But look at the platings you're going to get bot.
Yeah, and look at his face. He's so happy. I want to see Rylak get to level 6, because that's really where you start spiking. Getting that reset can be really impactful. Before that, you're not that useful. They're invading here onto the level 5 Rylak. And the decision is that Braum Wukong does win this.
Crucial Barrage though does some poke damage. Rylak still not level 5. Cyclone there, that's the difference. Going invulnerable, yes, for the blue buff, but Reckless flashes over. The miscommunication. The follow-up from Velya will be a second Cyclone, but he stretched line back in. Because Reckless went over, they need to hard commit, but Velya's burnt down. He's dead. A second kill going over, and BKR running with it, but Crowny wants to bring it back, and indeed he does. Rylak on the side with his ulti invested, but he knows he can't jump back in. A double to Crowny, and on this Corki, he saved the day.
So I'm a Bouse hater is TLDR.
Oh my god, that was easy.
With Symbiotic Soul.
Easy to pull out here.
Yeah.
As Rodovay just gets picked up on the other side, that's my small tidbit while Dragon's going down. LR again. Dragon contest, not going to be there, and double Dragon's nice.
But he does get some attention. He does get their attention. And he's going to be on the map very fast because of the Hextech portals as well. Bushi should be fine.
No, I don't think he is.
He's
He's going to be concussive, blowed out, and Crowny just sits under turret. Phosphorus bomb, kited with the autos. Crowny barriers, last turret shot, not enough. Help! DOS is going to get him. Oh my god. You love to see it, but it is Crowny still getting the kill in the end. Even though there's vision there, a little bit late to the party at BKR.
Yeah, no vision control around top side. They prefer to keep control around bots. It's like BKR. They're going to make a collapse onto bot side. Nemesis.
Walking up on the weak side of the map right now when no one's showing. And yeah, it is indeed. But the Spiraling Spear comes through. Nemesis dealing with the dive as best he can. But Shigenda tanks it up while meanwhile DOS could be in a shield of despair. Duran comes out first. Well, it is the Herald already taken away. Probably set up really nice.
Yeah, I mean, you're using ultimates now. Secure kill onto Nemesis. And because you use those ultis, you can't contest anymore. So you're going to opt the cross-map up topside as Oman, funnel in a bunch of gold, get to that tier item for the second, and then maybe play for Soul with a completed Rod of Ages. I think that's your win con now if you're BKR. Keep cross-mapping until then.
You talked about 2 items, right? So I come back to that. Like 2 items for both teams, but 2 items, especially when we see Rise, Ezreal. Ratones covering their bases with the trade.
I quite like this now. I think strong sliding Nemesis on side lane is super, super good. It lets him play up more proactively, and now they're going to get the turret off of it after ganking Omon. Not going to be able to have enough gold for that Seras. I'm looking at his items. I was curious of what he'd buy, but still, going to be a little bit more time before he gets that Seras. And that Seras shield is really, really impactful versus the dive.
First, it's like, it's expensive and
you know what you're talking about? You're talking about first break. You know what I want to matter again?
What?
I want first blood to matter again.
I mean, it counts in feats of warfare. I'm talking about feats of warfare, you know? The feats
I know,
the feat thing.
I feel like ever since they got rid of like the bonus gold for first blood.
Oh, I agree. So young and fresh and full of vigor. Now look at us.
Now you're jaded. The ult comes down with Nemesis.
Now I'm just talking about memes. There's could be one given over here. Reckless trying to interrupt. Rylak, though, he beats him to it. Nemesis is dead first. Reckless might be second. The damage is flying, and Reckless, the second cube, hits in the end. Rylak, really nice play. Now on the board in a big way.
Meta, and he really is poised to do it, being 202 on 2 item spikes. Ooh. Almost mercs. They're starting up the Atacon now.
And they burn through it with Bloodlet.
He's driving to it, though.
He's just going for it. The Rise is destroying. The drive might help out a little bit, but it's already gone. A knock-up needed here is damage for Crowny. That's thanks to the ulti from Ezreal. It is an engage, but who's nearby? Velia thinking about how he gets in, but a Realm Warp out, and only one away for the escape. Faust comes in from the flank. Los Ratones again need something desperately, but the Equalizer lines him down. Now scared. Drawn back in. Reckless immediately dead. Severing Bolt set up. Velia's ulti, great. Concaves together. BKR, the team fight, slowly losing away as Nemesis unscathed, untouched. And again, their flanking angles did something for Los Ratones to pick up 3 kills.
I think that Los Ratones did a great job of punishing that startup and the Atacon secure. I think this game might have just been thrown off of an Atacon attempt and getting it.
Omon has TP, 10 seconds Aragon, but he ain't going to be here. There's no jungle smite.
Yeah. I mean, all the AoE, I was figuring, you know, in these team fights, Hwei not having as much like of a choke to play in because it's just a massive lane to play into. It's not ideal for Hwei. Walks away. Neferia's not going to be able to make a play, and now they're going to be late onto this Nash start. They're pulled down to bot side. Baus goes up to mid, and they have mid push now for Los Ratones. So I wonder if this mid tower falls. It looks like it's just going to happen.
Bushi can't defend it. Velia helps whack it down. Shigenda's making movement, but Reckless there to zone him off. The Unbreakable out, but the ult is more important. Shigenda in rotation will flash, but you know he's going to be dropping first. His Equalizer adds not too much. Bushi going to be silenced, slowed, feared, and hit down. Los Ratones have a Baron. It just spawned, and Shigenda, that was a big mistake.
Can Shigenda spawn in time and TP to the fight?
No.
Absolutely not. So it looks like it's going to be a turn from Baus.
Yeah, but it's a 5 versus 4. Baus gets hit hard, but remember, this guy got some AP to play with. Reckless with the slow. Omon's in the middle of it as well as Doss is just waiting, maybe waiting to get knocked up, and Velia's going to help seal the deal with the permafrost on top, and Crowny picking up the kill. Los Ratones have enough help to think about Baron Part 2.
Now, I feel like Los Ratones, they've been hunting on these starts.
And on a ward, Rylak is now spotted out. Invulnerability down and out. Velia looking for a little bit more than that. The ult is spent. Velia isolated and dead. A shutdown of Shigenda is going to be the trade-off. Faust gets the Justice Punch. It's nice as Reckless is a new target, but he won't be found. Doss wants a trade line. Not given over. A double kill over to Baus is all it will take for a 2-for-1.
And finally, the turns actually work out for Los Ratones.
Surely. Closing out the game.
They'll take a tier 2 at least.
And surely they'll move to match point.
Yeah. But again, no, this is nothing, not to take away anything from Los Ratones. I think they're phenomenally. Baus should be fine here.
He's the target. Equalizer. They're full committing to this. He flashes Justice Punch under turret, but it's a double taunt!
God.
It's a massacre disaster! Horrible encounter! Oh dear, with Elder, I don't know what the thought was, but he is a Magi's Galio. Probably don't do that again.
Yeah, cross map, onto the Nash, onto Bausi with the Elder, but it just isn't enough. CC Elder down, what are you going to do? And they find the pick. I think this should be game.
I mean, they're going to take it through 2 turrets. As Baus comes in. You're right, there's 30 seconds on Shigenda. Inhibitor at the very least. Velia now hovering, using this 1 Baron minion. And 1 gets to clear that, but not before the inhibitor drops down. Nemesis has TP, by the way, if it is going to end with this next push.
And they can just move into topside here. There's no bot lane push, no minions to work with there, so it could end up just being a double inhibitor. This is either double inhibitor or just a straight up ace and wipe and end.
Reckless connected onto Omon. There's the threat. Elder is now... No, it hasn't expired. Excuse me. Why did I speak? Doss gets chunked. True Shot Barrage blocked by Reckless. Double inhibitor. a dive in. Maybe this ends it because Rylak stepped too far forward. Cyclone up, reposition onto Omon. Yes, a trade is big, but with Elder still ticking over, there's executes to be had. Velia jumps in. It's getting really messy, but surely Nemesis will clean it all up. Range necessary, range easy for this mid laner of Los Ratones, but even under the turret, Elder Reckless gets a piece of the pie. Next turret going to be flying soon as Barrett's helping out, the minions do work. You know what, this ending has not been clean, but it's been entertaining, it's been delicious, it has been a match point worth celebrating here as Los Ratones are in good spirits in a 2-0 start.
They took absolutely no risks on that end. I think this composition I'm a little bit more worried about for Los Ratones. I think having a little bit too little setup in the bot lane could be problematic. You don't have much CC, you don't have a Nautilus to like set up a Lee Sin Q execution from start to finish.
Yep.
And I think this draft, it's really setting them up to do it. They have a lot of agency in dives.
True.
Look at this, level 1 Bushi.
It's tagged a little bit, Crowny.
Charm Flash coming out.
Maybe Sonic Wave, and there it is. Bushi thinking about, do I really flash here? No, Crowny gets first blood. A brilliant way for the Brits to start.
A nice little hug of the wall into Empowered Q, and then a Charm Flash from Nemesis happening. Then the value of the pairing goes down, right? Like looking mid.
As you said,
good 2v2.
It's an option, but look, Velia's coverage is perfect. Level 4 versus level 4, the Lee Sin needs a bit of autos. Going to get some lifesteal back. Half HP is the trade, a safeguard away. Meanwhile, Omon is just disengaging, landing that W. Wind becomes lightning, and Rylak gets the kill. Really nice kill to match the flash.
Yeah, it's hard for Nemesis to join up with nice little body bop.
I was going to say mega trade from Shigenda, but
yeah, evens
it's just Gragas. And also, Gragas has passive healing, so again, he can just do stuff like that, get a bit of healing himself. Shigenda tries to stomp forward, but he now has nothing. Bounce, if he can heal up and sustain body slam, barrel roll, the flash stone. Shigenda gets himself a grasp kill. Their due diligence to set up bot.
Yeah, already. The prio continuously from the Karma. Severe is converting into this dragon. Nemesis is really online here. Charm into E, into a Lee Sin Q. There's a lot of potential for plays.
This is going to be a fight with Tiamat in hand as well. Look at Omon, but it's a turn. Immediately Nemesis pops the ulti. Double knock-up sent away as it's the first kill going over to LR. The jungler's down as Omon is isolated from the team, but he will get an execute. At least trying something here is a reset given over to Nemesis to get the jump. Bounces back, and it sets up for the solar flare, but a flash away is good from Nemesis. Omon, though, still at half HP with a blue buff, a red buff, and an auto attack. They want the dragon. They want it so badly, but they're zoned off. Charm doesn't connect, though. Omon walked into it. Crowny up next. Dos gets the isolated damage, and you can see that the dragon's helping out, but Dos tries to play it slow. Reckless Law and Matter as well. At 400, this dragon goes from sketchy to dead.
Gets chunked and has to flash away, and then I think here was the charm. Nemesis once again landing the game-winning CC.
And we're fighting again, and look, Nemesis does it again. Omon had a really good start of the fight, but now he's just died twice in succession. Double body slam.
Okay, so accelerating to that point is super useful. Most of the time, I don't really like this champion, but you can't argue with it. He's 3-1 with a BF sword earlier.
And I mean, Nemesis, like, it's classic again because he's always got a hell of a lot of assists in the early game. It's just, by the way, grubs were taken in 3 by Rylak. And Nemesis has 5 assists out of 5 kills given over to LR. He needs a wave.
He has ulti, but that's going to buy a limited amount of time.
If he levels up here, it'll be nice for the mana. He might be able to withstand Baus with an ulti. All you need is the wave to go down, but he won't get an option. He gets sent skyward.
Yeah, there's no counterplay to stacking up Q1, Q2 on Xin Zhao and then Eing on the target, unfortunately being so low. I mean, maybe Baus could have buffered his ulti.
Mana bar, doesn't matter.
Ooh, he defends the feat of warfare, that's big.
Ooh, Nemesis countered his minions meanwhile as his Velia again. Kick available this time though. Tackle Barbs connects though. It's getting sketchy, but a charm connects onto Dos as Nemesis damage not to be missed. The golden eclipse will not shine bright. Omon doesn't have any follow-up damage, and LR get away with a kill again as Baus went a bit deep in top lane. Now, Rylak is here waiting as the explosive cast. The wind becomes lightning. The range, Shigenda might be able to do it himself. Flash from Rylak, though. Matches. Here's another teleport, by the way, trying to save what's left of top.
Oh, there goes the feat of warfare to fight despite the TP. And that's a second death by Baus in the span of a minute and a half.
You know, it is nice. BKR are keeping up, and even though Omon got caught a couple of times, like, top is going well. It's Rylak, as I say that. Velia's on top of him. The kick away.
Nice
Tangle Barbs, though. Rylak's isolated. You're right. It's nice because all it takes is a Sonic Wave. Resonating strike from Velia around mid to pick up yet again a massive lead.
The rate junglers. I think it's easy to look bad on a
Oh,
losing
now
team.
because you're playing jungler, it's hard to rate junglers all of a sudden. He said that about top lane at once upon a time. What would you say about this one? Because Balf is dead.
I think
full rotation.
I think Shigenda's finally online in this series.
Okay, but what can he do with it?
Yeah, the Eclipse completion, it's a little bit rough. Merc Tread's so pivotal in the matchup. You can't really kite away from the Ambessa at this point. But again, Los Ratones starting this up. I wonder if Surrender will also look for a TP to join the team fight. It looks like BKR do have that intention.
On a ward as well, so they know exactly what the health bar is. Zoned out by Nemesis on the right flank, but it's already gone. On the hunt, popped by Crownie. His teleport will be burned. Omon, no mana. All it takes is a charm. He's going to wait. He wants that rebuttal. He wants the bounce. He'll find it.
Wow.
Sonic Wave kited away from as well as the Solar Snare doesn't get its due. Belly wants another Sonic Wave. He won't connect with the low health turret, but he will hover around.
This Melpick is really breaking up the duo of Lee and Ari. However,
I mean, it might not matter. Root up
Wait,
those
hold a
Solar
minute.
Snare, and there you
Omon.
go. Finally, an Eclipse worth watching.
but the charm is really breaking. Sorry, the reflect onto the charm is.
That's right, like in trouble. Explosive Cast gets him in the burst. The Bounce is good as well. Reckless wants the root and he'll find it. Bounce getting low though. Rylak still not to be toiled with, but eventually with 3 people, it won't matter about his damage. A kill goes over and again the mess continues.
Yeah, nice play in the mid lane. Rylak does fall, and I feel like a lot of the dive from something like an Ambessa, something like a Nico, is really unpeelable.
True.
You have peel tools like Lee Sin kick.
Doing it again. Charm, the timing, great, but
Nice
Omon, he
kick.
can't stop the kick. Belia comes in, another one, and this finally opens up that turret.
It's the side lane plays over and over again. I think BKR, they have to shadow this Mel a little bit more because Mel is suffering versus the playmaking that they have with the CC.
You were literally just asking me, how do they stop sides, right? Like, I mean, for the side of BKR, talking about this Ambessa, they're hitting the other side of the map. That's their option.
Yeah. And playing with the Lee Sin Ari duo, specifically in side lane, it really exploits the immobility of Omon.
On the hunt, Crownie gets a turret, and Rylak can't do anything. Last game is Boots also accompanied with it, which is nice to see the thematics. Is that it does feel like now with the buff that Protobelt...
The charge isn't going to kill the tower, but going to do a significant chunk. And crucially...
On the hunt. Oh, Baus has found a flank. You got an explosive cast onto DOS, but it's a one-man Pop Blossom. Only onto Baus. Is it worth it? He flashes away while Omon is dealing with the deadly duo. Velia gets it again. Sonic Wave is going to be found, and he'll fly. The Lee Sin may be blind, but he ain't dumb. LR pick it apart. Shigenda, the strongest member left standing. And BKR have got their heads in their hands.
Through the Gragas resist as well as the Karma shields. Then watch Velia fly here. He lands the kick, W over the wall, lands the kick, and just takes it, sends it full, and they run over the entire enemy team with the resets as well.
Clean stuff. LR steps away from returning to the grand final.
Yeah. I mean, they don't have that much DPS. They have Severe with 2 items, I suppose, but it's not going to be that much. Still burning down half HP. They want to contest BKR. Shigenda is TPing. The question is it too late? Are they going to Severe all the way again?
Well, they might, or they might just look for the turn themselves. Charm just out of range onto Rylak, but look, Bounce comes in for the flank after Atakan's down. He gets picked off by Shigenda, but they need more than that. Bounce still just taking up, and Omen gets a kill. It's nice after the explosive cast, because Nemesis ult in full swing. There's a Karma Shield too, as DOS, how did he get here? Velia will take the free kill. Omon flashes away. The charm narrowly avoided, but Nemesis might not be done yet with Reckless having a flash, with a Sonic Wave, with a kick against the wall. Velia will take his due. I was wrong though, because Velia's kick is still up and available. He wants a little bit more. He wants to find that flash angle. Dancer for Crownie. That time has definitely come a lot earlier than a lot of other games we've seen with this Sivir.
Yeah.
And now you have to think on the other side of the bracket, like, how do you stop this team? What do we do up against LR, who once again look like they're on a steamroller?
I mean, Shigenda's trying to attack Baus, right? That's his angle. But the slipperiness, despite even missing the body slam, LR going to get mid lane push and then be able to face check here. The problem is in their composition, they don't really have anyone to do that.
Well, they're doing it anyway. It's onto Nemesis, but he ulties away. Charmed out as Rylak, and even though the Crescent Guard's out, a flash must be burned. Crownie will match it, though.
Sends it.
He has no fear, and he will get punished for it. DOS, Pop Blossom is great, but is it going to be enough? Shigenda finally got access to the backline, but his whole team sits dead. A triple deserved to Nemesis, and regardless of Crownie sending it They're too damn far ahead.
You just know the comms of Crownie there was just go, guys. We win any fight, take any fight. You flashes in, get instant combo, but it doesn't matter. You had Nemesis flashing on the back line.
Start of the day in our content fees. I
we don't talk about it.
3-0, 3-1.
Nah,
Oh, did you say BKR?
No, you know,
Sorry, you're like love of these little micro.
I love micro. So cool.
Micro is some of the best part of League. I agree. Bounce, is he called out? Teleport. Might answer your question. A barrel roll, though, he does serious damage. Dulce is just going to lose his Celestial Blessing. Almost dead. Yes, he is. Pop Blossom, and Bounce runs past him to take the next victim. Shigenda's gold lead, meaning absolutely nothing as LR roll through the LFL. France turns silent, and Britain roars to life in yet another EMEA Masters. It's a dive turned ace again. The Rats continue to run.
A collapse onto top side with Baus just dribbling on them. The E-flash onto 2 as well afterwards. I mean, it's such a nice ending. Such a stomp, honestly, the last 2 games. First game was quite contested, but I feel like Los Ratones have made a statement here.
It's not going to end here, though. It's 15 seconds. Unless they continue on, DOS is going to try and slow it down. The reason I say that is this because they are. You reckon they keep going? 10 seconds? You know, correct me. I'm happy to be wrong. I think a lot of people were. They look shaky in the lead-up, but you come into a semi-finals, and as the Rats, you don't miss. 3-0, the LFL's first seed contested. No, not even a scratch. The Nexus is bare, and the Rats return to defend their grand finals.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.